Well, it's time for Business in the 217, a time when we get to chat with Michelle Ownbey, publisher of the Springfield Business Journal. She knows what's going on in and around the Springfield business community and gives us the scoop of what's up, but also tells us how we can get our hands on the SBJ. So, Michelle, thanks for taking time as always. Let's get right on into it. You've got some closures happening of several different restaurants, Public House 29 and Pie's the Limit. What's going on here? Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Greg. I think a lot of folks were disappointed to start out their week with that news on Monday that both Public House 29 and Pie's the Limit were closing effective immediately. Man, Rochester's having a rough go of it lately. First they lost the Alibi and now Public House 29. But Chris Hankin and Vic Lanzotti are the longtime Springfield restaurant owners that were behind both of those concepts. And of course, they've already got a new place in the works, the Sapori Pizzeria and Italian Market, which we've been talking about since earlier this year in the former Kiefner's space. They were originally hoping to have it open this spring, but said at this point they're reluctant to even set an opening date just because of supply chain issues and, waiting on equipment that was ordered months ago and that kind of thing. So sounds like they're trying to streamline their operations. They've had their hand in a lot of different restaurants over the years, including Lake Point Grill, which closed last September. They used to own Sebastian's downtown, which was one of my personal favorites. But I know a lot of people are the fans of the wood-fired pizzas, which they had at both Lake Point Grill and Public House 29. So once they get their new concept open, Sapori Pizzeria, you should be able to once again get one of those wood-fired pizzas. And the Pie's the Limit property over there on MacArthur is owned by Corky Joyner, and he said he had no immediate plans other than just listing the building for sale or lease. So perhaps we'll see a new restaurant concept going in there in the near future.
Yeah, it's always sad to see certain businesses not succeed to the point where you've got closures, but obviously when one door closes, another door opens, so there's always opportunity. Michelle Ownbey, the Springfield Business Journal, talk about Nami Poke, and they had a soft opening. What's this concept?
Yes. So speaking of restaurant turnover, this is the former Lil Willie's barbecue space there at the corner of MacArthur and South Grand. And yesterday was the grand opening for Nami Poke. It's a new concept for Springfield, Hawaiian themed. They do the seafood and the chopped veggies and kind of pick your own toppings and dressing and all that kind of thing. And the owner, Hao Nguyen, has a background in the restaurant business. He was at Osaka for a number of years, and now this is his first venture out on his own. So yesterday was the soft opening. They're doing limited menu and limited operating hours right now, noon to 6, Tuesday through Saturday. August 1st is their grand opening, and at that point they'll have the full menu and expanded hours of operation. But just from the pictures that I've seen posted online, he has done a lot of work to the inside. You might not tell when you drive by, but done a lot of renovations to the interior, and it all looks great.
So Nami Poke opening up with a soft opening. Michelle, before we get to this last item, tell people how they can get their hands on a copy of the Springfield Business Journal.
Well, you can go to springfieldbusinessjournal.com and sign up for BizBites. That's our weekly newsletter that's free of charge. It'll come out later this afternoon with a roundup of what's happening in the business community. Or, of course, you can also sign up for the full-blown print edition and get that delivered directly to your home or office.
So make that happen and stay in touch with what's going on in and around the Springfield business community. And Michelle, business is one thing, but government's another. Sangamon County government taking some steps here concerning renewable energy projects. What's the latest?
Yeah, well, and solar farms are big business and only becoming more so, I think, with the new state regulations and clean energy goals and all of that. So this was a little unusual. Last week, the Sangamon County Board reversed a previous vote, first time in about 25 years that this has happened, but a fairly controversial solar project planned for the Westview Park subdivision, which is near Rochester. And the Sangamon County Board had originally voted it down, but then several board members said that they were concerned about a lawsuit. There was legislation passed late in the veto session that essentially limited local government control of these types of green projects. And so some of the board members who then reversed their vote said they were reluctant in doing so. They didn't necessarily support the project, but didn't feel that they had much of a leg to stand on legally. So I think we're going to see more discussion about this probably at the state level as well. There, even though it's already a law and it's in effect, there may be some pushback or some attempts to tweak that as local municipalities begin to realize just how little say they have over these projects.
Yeah, I remember that debate well. A lot of pushback on that, but it advanced regardless to kind of have a uniformed approach to this, somewhat removing that authority from the local level. And could it be something that comes up during fall veto session? We shall watch and see, but there's a lot starting to stack up with issues that lawmakers at the State House are going to have to tackle when they come back in late October. Michelle Ownbey, publisher of the Springfield Business Journal, greatly appreciate your time as always. Be safe out there, all right?
All right. Thanks, Greg.
It is Springfield's Morning News on 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk.